Okay, great. Right. So let's close this and let's even go more deep. Let's see. How can we go deeper here? Okay. So okay, before we go deeper, let me also mention the last arithmetic operator. That will be something called modulus, right? I'm just going to name it here. Modulus operator. So what modulus does is, if you have like two numbers that when you divide them, it's going to have a remainder, then modulus is going to give you just the remainder. So an example of this is 9 or 21 divided by 4. 21 divided by 4 should give you 5, remainder 1. Or 23 divided by 4 should give you 5, remainder 3. Right? So if you use modulus, and modulus is this percentage sign, right? If this calculation would give you 1 as the answer, let me do first remainder and second remainder, right? So this calculation, the first one will give you 1 as the answer. The second one will give you 3 as the answer. Let's see. First, no, not first number. First remainder, second remainder. So let me take this up a bit. And take this up a bit. Then let's run it. The first one will give you 1 as a remainder. The second one will give you 3 as a remainder. And that is because when you divide 21 by 4, you get 5, and which is at 20. So when you get to 20, the remaining number is 1 for 21, and the remaining number is 3 for 23, right? And that is what we have here. So this modular sign checks for the remainder after a successful division of numbers. So let's try let's see, 190 divided by 14, right? That's what we have here. Or modulus 14, not divided by 190 modulus 14 would give us what as a remainder? 8, right? So if you calculate this, what that means is if I remove 8 from 190, that would be 182 divided by 14. So let me change that to divided. We're going to be getting a whole number, and that would be what now? 13. So I'm just showing you that this is correct, right? So 13 multiplied by 14 should give us 182. Sorry, my system is slow. I think the load on it is much. It should be faster than this, 182. Now let's add 8 to it. Then you see that we're going to be getting 190, which was where we started from, right? To show that the modulus is the remainder of a calculation after dividing whole numbers. I think that explains it. I don't know if you understand it. Is there any question as regards this operator? Any question? Okay, so that would mean no question. Now, okay, as we go forward, we'll use it in calculating something so that at least we see why it is there, right? Some people will be asking, oh, why would I need this calculation or this operator, right? So as we go forward, we'll use it to calculate something. That way we'll see why it's there. All right, so I'm going to comment it out. Then there's also something called, forgotten the name, but this is what it's called syntactical sugar, right? It's like to make things faster for yourself, right? So let me do something. Let me create another number here. It's int number 1 equals 2, then or okay, let me do it this way. This is better. My age today is 29, right? And then my age next year would be 30, right? So let's say this app is running for years, right? And then at every year, I want to update my age today, right? So we're in 2022, and my age today is 29. In 2023, my age today will no longer be 29. My age today in 2023 will be 30, right? So we wouldn't do something like my age today and say 30, right? It would scream an error, right? Then what we want to do is my age today equals 30, right? But what if we're not the one doing this? We want it to happen automatically. Then we can now say my age today is equal to my age today plus 1. So next year, we want to carry out this command. This command is going to add 1 to my age today. And remember, it's going to take everything on the right and then store it on the left. So on the right, we have 29 and 1, which is 30, and it's going to store it in my age today, right? So let's see this work. I'm going to do console.writeLine. Before the updates, I'm going to print my age today. And then I'm going to print my age today after the updates, right? I'm pretty sure we know what's going to be printed in both lines because we've done something like this in our last class where we changed a variable, right? The only difference here is we are calculating on that variable and we're having my age today, and that's the only confusing part. But assignment operator rule would make you understand what is happening here. So as you can see, on line 43, it's printing 29. On line 45, it's printing 30. And assignment operator rule is what's happening here. So assignment operator rule is ignoring what's happening here, but first off, getting what's happening after the equal to sign, calculating it, and when it calculates it, it realizes that my age today is 29 plus 1, and that's 30. And then it's going to now store it in my age today variable, right? Now, I'm going to comment this out. And this is where our syntactical sugar comes in. Sugar means sweet, right? So what that means is we're going to do something to make it shorter and cleaner. And what is that? What we're going to do is we're going to write it, my age today plus equals 1. Now, this is the same thing as this. What we have here is the same thing as this, right? It's saying that whatever is inside here, add 1 to it. That's what this is saying. Whatever is inside my age today, add 1 to it. So I'm going to print it. And let's see that it's going to print the same thing to the console. as you can see, right? So that's why we call it syntactical sugar. Syntax, right? Syntax sugar, right? A sweeter way of writing this long thing. And good enough, there's even another shorter way of writing this. So I'm going to comment this out and show you another shorter way. You can now do my age today plus plus. And then this is the same thing as this, and it's also the same thing as this. So you can write this, you can write this, or you can write this, right? And what this means is add 1 to whatever is inside here. That's what plus plus means. Add 1 to whatever is inside here. However, plus 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 does not mean add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It only stops at plus plus, right? And you can even see this in this the language called C++, right? So there's a language called C, and then there's a language called C++, and then there's a language called C#. Although C# does not really mean anything in coding, but C++ is like saying we're adding to C, right? We're adding to C, not really the necessary one, but we're adding to C. C# kind of means we're making it easier anyways, but that is just the logic behind the naming of C, C++, and C#, right? So now we're doing C, we're doing my age today plus plus, which means add 1 to my age today. So if I run it, it's going to give us the same thing as 29 and 30. As you can see, right? Then you can also do the same thing with minus, right? So to say C minus minus, I think, yeah. Yeah, let's see. C minus minus will take 29 and minus 1 from it, and then it will become 28. Good. So that is what is happening, right? You take 1 from it, right? So, but you can't do it with C divide, no. You can't do it with C multiply, or sorry, my age today multiply. The only place it works is C++. What am I saying C? My God. My age today plus plus, or my age today minus minus. So what it does is adds 1 to it or subtracts 1 from it. Any question from what we've touched so far? Any question? No question? Okay. Why does it take so much time when running your code? Oh, that's because of my machine. It has like a lot of apps running and all of that. So it has, if you check down, you see that a lot of apps are running. And even my VS Code, I have another instance of VS Code running and all of that. It's just because of my machine, right? And also because I'm also on a live call. So my machine is processing a lot of information and also trying to run the code. So that's why it's taking so much time. I have one hand.
Is it that C# is also, is C# that slow as well? Is C# like a fast?
No.
Is it fast or really slow?
C# is faster than a lot of languages. Yeah, not C# I say .NET is faster than a lot of languages, right? Generally speaking, right? Faster than a lot of languages, and that's probably why most people like using it in enterprise applications like banks and all those enterprise applications, right? Let's see. There used to be a website that talks about it. Let me see if I can get it. While I'm looking for the website, Edu Udoka, what's your question?
Yes, Mr. Emma.
Sorry?
Good morning. My question is, how do you read? Yeah, my question is the error message.
Oh, okay.
How do you identify? Okay, this is what. Because I was having that error message while trying to create a console hub, which I tried to get across back to you on creating a simple console application. So how do you debunk the error message and know that, okay, this is what you need to add and this is what you need to remove? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great question. I'm trying to look for that website. Let's see if I can get it. Okay, yeah, so this is what I'm looking for, right? If you can see my screen, it says performance where it matters. .NET is fast, really fast. That means applications provide better response times and require less compute power, right? So now, comparing .NET to Java servlets, per second, Java servlets handles 2.17 million requests per second. Node.js handles 0.66 million requests per second, while .NET handle like almost 300% more than Java servlet and almost 700% more than Node.js. So .NET is a fast framework, and yeah, so the speed on my system is not because of .NET, it's because of my machine, right? So if I get like a very good machine to run a lot faster than this. Now, for the other question, how do I read error messages? So error messages come in a very simple way. Let me see if I can create an error message. This shouldn't run. Trying to, okay. I think I know. Let's see. Will this run? Well, this is already clear, right? It's already showing me where the error is, right? I'm trying to figure out one that would let's see. trying to figure out. Okay, let's see. Okay. Let's see. Why can't I create an error? Oh my God. I'm looking for runtime error, not compile time error. Oh my goodness. This is taking too much time. So I'm looking for, I mentioned the different types of error, different type of runtime, right? So there's compile time and there's runtime. Compile time is when it gives you an error even before you run it, right? So this is compile time error. I'm trying to figure out one that it wouldn't find out that it's an error until I run it. That way, at least you don't know where the error is, but your error message will now tell you where the error is. Well, I've been trying to create one and I can't seem to figure out one. Okay, let's just work with compile time error, right? So I'm going to run this. Already you know where the error is, but I think it should give us an error message that we can use. Yeah, so this is how it's going to look, the error message. I just wanted, at least here we know where the error is, so it's giving us this line. But I wanted one where the error is not showing, but we're going to get the error message. But from this error message, to show you that if you if you look here, it's going to show you the file, right? And it's saying the file is program.cs, which is this file. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'll do that. Yes, I'll do that. Getting an input from a user. That's another way that it will work. Yeah, but it might also show compile time error. But let's explain this, right? Edu Docker. So Edu Docker, right? So it's showing the program file here, which is this one, program.cs. So if you have a lot of files, it's going to show you the file that the error is in. Then inside the brackets, it's going to show you the line, which is this, line 45. Then if you have the time, it's going to show you the number of columns inside the line, right? So it's going to start from here and check all the columns, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So now it's saying in column 40, there should be this, right? So it's expecting a semicolon, and that's here, 40. You should put a semicolon expected. So if I put that in column 40, then the error will go. So that's what this error is saying. Other error messages come with their own errors, right? So as we go, I'm going to find out what those errors are, and then we're going to see how to use them. But that gives you an idea of of how to read errors. Now, someone's made a comment that made me realize that there's something I also need to point out to you guys, to everyone on this call, that I haven't quite pointed out. It's not like yeah, so that's Peter Samuel. It's not like I haven't pointed it out, yeah, but pointing it out would make your interaction more, sweeter and all of that, right? So the console has other methods inside of it. If I put dots, right line is not the only method, right? So there's background color, buffer height, buffer width, caps lock, blah, 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 and all of these other methods. But then there's also this method called read line, right? This read line gets value from the console and pass it into your code, right? So let's use it. Now, I want to create a simple calculator app. Simple calculator app, right? So in this simple calculator app, I want to get values from the user or from the console, and then I want to calculate it and give them a result, right? So what I want to do is string, no, I want to write to the console or write line, this is a calculator app. Console, the right line, type in your first number. Yeah, so I want to even use console.write. So the difference between console.write and console.write line is console.write writes on a line, and then the cursor will be in front of it like this. Console.write line writes on the line and move the cursor to the next line. We'll see it in action soon, right? So console.write, type in your first number. Then I'm going to get that number in an integer called first number, then console.readline. So what this does is, let me pass it as a string first. So it's giving me an error because if you pass something from the console to your code, it receives it as a string. So let's do this. I'm going to now console.writeline first number. Oh shit, just said another 40 minutes. So another 40 minutes is exhausted. Don't worry, the next 40 minutes will be the last one. It might not use it completely, but it will be the last one. All right, so let me do this now. I'm going to do this plus the value you entered is first number, right? So now this plus is not an addition. It's not an arithmetic operator. However, it's for concatenation. Someone mentioned it the last time, concatenation, which means you're adding a string to another string, and then it becomes one string, right? So let's run this. So it says this is your console calculator app. Type in your first number, right? And you can see the console, the cursor is here. So I'm typing 4 and press enter. We're going to say the value you entered is 4. So I am passing values into my code from the console, right? Now, what I want to do is I want to do this. So I want to do this. I want to collect another value. Type in your second number, and I'm going to receive it using second number, right? And I'm going to bring that to the console too. The second value you entered is right. Typing your first number 5, typing your second number 7, and then it says the value you entered is 5, the second value you entered is 7. So I'm successfully passing information into my code. Now, I want to calculate this, right? So I want to do int results equals first number plus second number, right? And then I want to just print the results. So let's change the string here. The addition of first number, I'm going to do plus, I'm going to concatenate another string and second number plus, I'm going to concatenate another string is then plus results, right? So the addition of first number, whatever I'm passing as the first number, and whatever I'm passing as the second number is the result. Now it's giving me an error because I'm trying to add two strings together and I'm trying to store them in an integer. So it's saying that cannot implicitly convert type string to int, right? So what happens here is we would have to explicitly do a conversion or cast integer to it. Remember how to explicitly convert. I'm going to do int here and do int here. Cannot convert type string to int. Okay, so I guess I'll have to cast it up here. If it doesn't work, then I have to do something else. So the casting does not work, then I have to do a conversion. I'll use a method inside our int data type called int.parse. Then I'm going to wrap console.read line around it, and then store it in an integer. Right? I'm going to do the same thing here and do int.parse and then store it in an integer. So what now happens is whatever value the user is passing in here and whatever value the user is passing in here, it's going to be converted into an integer and stored in an integer. The same thing here. And then we're going to add it and then give it into result and then pass it into the console. Let's say it's in action. Right, first number 4, second number 1. The addition of 4 and 1 is 5. Let's try it again. First number 10, second number 18. The addition of 10 and 18 is 28. So successfully created a little calculator app that you can use to just play around. And you can make it as complex as possible. You can tell the user to pass in as much number. You can say, okay, third number, fourth number, fifth number, sixth number, and then now pass the results to the user, as you can see here. So, yeah, so that is how console.readline works. It collects values from the user and then passes it into your app. However, it collects it as a string. So if you want to use it as a different data type, you can now convert it to that data type. Any question on this? We have 3 more minutes. Any question on this? If there are no questions, then I think we can stop here, and then next week we'll pick up from here. And so like I said, we're trying not to rush you guys with a lot of information. This arithmetic operator and the other one, which is, let's see, I think we touched on arithmetic operators and assignment operator today. They're like a lot of information, right? So the other ones are also a lot of information. However, decision-making and conditionals work with relational operators and logical operators mostly. Then loop is another topic on its own. So we'll touch that next week. Okay, so you know what's going to happen? I'm going to end this call here. Then the next call is just going to be for question and answers, right? So Q&A, so that we don't make this very bulky. Don't make this video very bulky. So I'm going to stop this here. Just join again for question and answer. We already have our first question. I'm going to copy it out from George Ako. So I'm going to copy it out so that we'll touch on it in the next call. All right, so thank you very much, everyone. If you want to join the Q&A, just join the next call.